everyone. This is the fifth video and we are continuing to how to format the text. In the previous video, we learned that to format the text, we should select the word or the paragraph or the sentence, anything that we are going to format. The first thing that I am going to change is the font because I don't like this font, Arial. So I select the whole text, go here, click here. We have different fonts. I am not going to use this kind of fancy fonts. They are not good for my document. If I want, I can use this kind of fonts. Okay. For example, other fonts, these are not suitable. I'm going to use, for example, Times New Roman. The best fonts are for example, for resume, something like this, Arial and Times. If you cannot find the font here, for example, Times here, you can go click here, more fonts, and type the name of the font here. For example, I'm going to search Tahoma. When I write Tahoma, you see it comes. And click OK, and then OK, and use Tahoma font. If I want, Tahoma is another good font. So select all, and the best font, as I mentioned, it is Times. When I go down, I can use Times New Roman. And for resume, recently they use Calibri. If I go here and see, I cannot find Calibri, then more fonts, and here I can type Calibri. You see, it comes Calibri. This is recommended for typing for resume. This Calibri, recently it is used more than Tahoma and Arial. Anyway, I will use Calibri. But the font size, again, if I want to change the whole text, here, it is better to have it 11 for resume or 12. 12 is good. I'm not going to make it bold. It is not good to have it only for a specific one. I'm not going to make it italic. If I want, I can click on it. It makes it italic like this. It is not good for this resume. Underline. It is not good. Make it underline for a specific jobs. We will have the changing of the color. I am not going to change any color. If I want to, if I don't see the color that I would like, I can click here, as you see here, add a custom color. Then I can use, for example, RGB. If I know what is the RGB code, I can write it here, or I can combine from here. For example, this is the color that I need. Then select any color. It is lighter, darker, anything. Then click on OK. Or I can use pick a custom color. I can click here, and if you have a picture, you can use it. Okay. I want to leave it here. Cancel it. For example, if I bring a picture here, go to Insert and upload a picture. Okay, if I want to use this red color for my text, I click, for example, this paragraph, and I want to make exactly this color or green color. When I go to color, then I can use this, pick a custom color. Then when I bring it here, it picks it. You see it exactly. If I want to make it green, I can click here, then go to this color and make it green. So this pick a color used when you have a picture, a specific color, and you want exactly to make the background similar the color that you have, and you can use it. I delete this picture. I'm not going to use it, and change the color to default black. So this is the way that you can, and these two custom color that I added here. If I click here, I can go and pick another color if I want. So this is the changing of the text color. If I, for example, master degree, I want to change its color to blue, I can. But if I want to change the background, not the highlight, for example, Google Docs background, not change the font color, I can use a highlight color. When I click on it, when I click, for example, yellow, the background will be, so this is completely different. If I want Google Docs font become red, I can click here. This is text color, red, you see, but the background is different. For example, when I click on Google Docs here, and I want to make the highlight it, for example, this color, I can, this background color. So this is the highlight color. This is the text color. The next button is a hyperlink. For example, if I want my name, John Smith, goes to my website. I click here. When I click on this and write the website, for example, or choose any document, it will go to anything that I have written. For example, I write www.youtube.com or google.com, anything. Google.com, apply. Okay, as you see, it is linked to google.com or my website. So you can link a word or a picture, anything by using this hyperlink. When I click on it, you see it will go to google.com. I click and it will directly go to google.com or my YouTube channel. If I want to remove it, when I click on it, I can come here, you see, edit it, edit the link, or remove it. I can click and remove it. It will be removed. So this is for hyperlink. The next option is adding comment. Pay attention. And in the first video, as I mentioned, we can share our documents with other people. If I share this document with somebody else and they want, for example, to tell me something is wrong here, change, for example, this color, the other person can click here, for example, and click here on the add comment plus sign and write, for example, remove the color. Okay, and comment. So when I receive it, when I click here, I can see, okay, for example, John Smith, your teacher, has said that remove the color, or I myself can put the comments for myself. If I accept it, I can write here, for example, yes, you are right, and do it. If I click on the plus, it will go here. You see, they show all comments. It shows all the comments that have been done. Then I can see. Then I can change it. Okay, I can change it. For example, yes, you are right. I'm not going to make it red. I can change the color. Even I can take the background, you are right, totally, and make it white, exactly as it was the same. And it is here. Then I can come and here delete it. All the documents, yes, delete it, because I have done as he said. So this is for commenting. And you see here, now it is not selected, because you should select something. When you select it, it is accepted. When you don't select anything, it is gray color. You cannot accept it. Pay attention. When you click, even comments come here. This is the add comments. And even you can put emojis and also suggest edits. Pay attention. We have 3 modes of viewing the document. This is the editing mode. Now I can edit it. The second one is suggesting. Here, when I put in suggesting, if it is suggesting, pay attention. I only can put comments. I cannot type it. For example, I cannot change this. You see, when I change it, you see, it shows here on the comments. Okay, Akbar is going to delete this, write something. So it is my suggestion. It is not removing, and John can accept it or not. So if John doesn't accept it, he will close it. But in suggesting, you only write your comments. And in viewing, you cannot do anything. Even you cannot access to the tools. Only you can view. So when you are sharing a file, again, I can come here, click, because I'm the owner, editing. When you are sharing a file, you can share the file, but you can choose, okay, my teacher can edit it. Exactly, he can edit everything, delete it, change the color. Or you can put as suggesting, he cannot edit it. He only gives comments, writes comments, and I can see if I want, I can change it or not. And in viewing, he cannot do anything. Only he will see my document, and he can call me or say something on the phone, but he cannot do anything. He cannot access to tools to change it or put comments, even comments. When I receive it, I can go here on the icon, then click on editing, and I can start editing. So this is the comment. This is for inserting image. Later we will work on it on insert image, or here you can click and upload image. We will work on it. Now we are not going to work on it. And this is for aligning the text. You see, the text is here from left to right. If I click here, I can make it center. For example, I want to, it is a title, put it center. Or if I can make it right to left. If it is for example, in Farsi, because in Farsi we write it from right to left. If you want to put it on the right, it is a number, something, you want it to put it on the right. And the best one is justify. What is justify? Pay attention. Look here. You see, here practical has finished here, but key is finished here, for example, and here. Or here, you see here, they are not. If I click here and put it justify, it makes equal with the all line. So when I click the whole text here, you see, and go here and justify, it makes align all of them. You see with this dot here, all of them, and it adds some space here, makes them in the same line, and it is good for writing resume, letters, books. It is. So when I click here, the whole text, 3 paragraph. When I click here, right, you see it is aligned from right. It doesn't pay attention to the left. You see here it is empty, here it is empty, here it is empty. It doesn't care about on the right. Only from the left. It aligns on the left. When I align it with the right, it aligns from here. Now here is empty, and it is not good for the English text. And if I make it in the center, all of the text will be in the center, aligned with the center. The best one is justify, the last one, justify. And shortcut is, as you see, Control-Shift-J. Justify, and it is the best one, and it makes it very smooth and clear. And the next option, line and paragraph spacing. You see the space between the lines in this paragraph. We can come here and click, for example, make it double. You see, sometimes we use it, for example, we want to make more space in our document, or for translation. If when we are printing it, if somebody wants to write something under it for translation, something like for teaching. So the next paragraph. I can click and make it 1 point, for example, 5 or double, and make more space between the lines. I make it undo. Even I can select the whole text and then double. And the whole text, as you see, it will have double space. And even if I can go here and use custom spacing, you see here custom spacing, and write it here. For example, I wanted to, instead of 3 points, make it bigger. And you see, it will make more space between them. I make it undo. I think that it is better to have more space between these titles. So I can click here, then go here and click here, for example, 1 and 0.5. You see here. And if I want to do the same with here, instead of selecting them step by step going here, I can double click on the paint format. If you remember paint format, then select this and it will change here like this, and this one too. And it will make it, then select, then click on this and it will release, and I will have the same format that I wanted. So this is for line spacing. The next one is add a space before and add a space after paragraph. You see here, this one. If I select this one, the space between this paragraph and I make it red. You can see much better. Then I go here. If I add a space before paragraph, you see it added here before the paragraph, one space it added. If I click on add a space after paragraph, okay, it will add it here. So you can add a space between paragraph and after paragraph. And even you can select all of them and put it here for all of them. So this is for adding a space before and after paragraph. And as I mentioned, this is custom spacing. If I click here, I can add for line space. This is for the line between the lines. But here, this is for the before and after. Instead of 1 inch, this is based on inch, not centimeter. I can write it here. Instead of 0, I can write, for example, 1. Here again, 1. It will add 1 inch after and before. Then apply. You see, it will apply here. Again, I can select all of them. Go here, custom space, write 1 and 1. Apply. You see, it will apply 1 inch before and after all of them. If I made more, click here, custom. Instead of 1, if I make 2, you see, it will make it 2. So it can change based on the inches. Okay, I made a space. Now I can remove. If I want to remove the space, I don't want a space before. I can remove a space before. I can select all of them and then come here, remove, and it will remove the space. And the next one, keep with next. Pay attention. When I have this text, these two paragraphs, and I want them to be in the same page, I can come here, click and click on keep with next. What it means? When I paste some documents here, for example, Control V, Control, you see here, I make it smaller. You can see much better. This paragraph, you see, is with this one. If I add some more text here, pay attention. Those two paragraphs go with each other. Yes, now I am typing. You see, it was enough space for this paragraph. But as I mentioned, because you see here, I have more text for this. Because I have chosen these two paragraphs, I wanted them to be together. So it removed both of them together. When I go and select these two paragraphs and then remove this keep with next, it will come back again because I have enough text. When I am typing, the red one will go down to the next page, but the black, you see, the red one goes down, but it is here. I make it undo and make it larger to see much better. So keep with next is when you want a line or a paragraph to come together, move together in the same page, because this document is related. For example, this one should come together. Then I can select and come and select keep with next, and they will go together in any page. When I remove it, they will be in the same page. And this is for the line. Keep line together. The next one is prevent single lines, so that you know it is selected by default. But the add page break. What is add page break? For example, here my titles goes from here, and I wanted to have this in another page, and this one to have in the the first page. When I click here, then I go here and add page break. I make it smaller. You can see much better. For example, 50. Yes. When I click here, you see custom. Then I go here and add page break. You see, it directly goes to next page. This is my first page. This is my second. But the good point is that when you make it is for formatting the pages, the title of the books, because all format, for example, for giving headers and footers, you can see this is a this has made a section. This is called a section. This is a section. And later, if you want, you can work on insert here, insert and break. As you see, break, page break, and section break, next page, and continues. For writing proposals and books, you can use them. And also on format, header and footer, page numbers, page orientation, you can use this section. So this is for page break. Adding page break, you can use insert and break. But I don't want to have like this and make it undo. And I change it the view to normal. We can continue. So this was line and paragraph spacing that we learned how we can change the space between lines, paragraphs, something like this. The next option is checklist. If I click here, then I go and click on checklist. As you see, this is a checklist that you can put, for example, item number 1, then enter number 2, then 3, something for the checklist. If you want to have, for example, somebody comes and click here, number 1, number 2, it is automatically done. Usually on documents, we don't use it. It is not useful so much. I will undo and clean all of them. Okay. But the thing that we usually use is bulleted lists. If I click on the arrow, you see different bulleted lists. For example, here, I want to have them bulleted. This is the bulleted list. I can select them. Then I come here, click on arrow. Anyone, for example, this is bulleted list like this. No, I don't like it. I can keep it like this. Anyone that it works for you, it is like check mark that we worked on it. This one, and the arrow one. If you want a star one, anyone that you would like to use. But the best one is maybe the first one or this the second one. I choose the first one. Now I want to have the same for this one. I can select it again and go here, select it. Or, as I mentioned, I can select one of them, then click 2 times on paint format and select them. Okay, and this one. It is good. Then I want it because, oh my God, it is forgotten. Then I click here, it will continue and will be the same. Now, I don't want it. I can click here and it is gone. But the titles, I want to make the titles number. I can use this one, number. You see here, number. Click on this and the different numbers. For example, A, B, C, D number like this with parentheses, with dots, anything. If I click here, it will be like this, number 1. Then I want to have the second one. I can click on this format painter 2 times, then select this one. You see, it will be automatically number 2. The second, the third one. It will be, and I don't want to use, for example, this one by mistake. I didn't want. I can, but first I can remove this. Then I didn't want to. This is a subtitle, not main title. So what can I do? I can select it, then go and click here. When I click it here, it will remove the title. Now, to continue formatting, working more with because they are very important. Okay, I can use, for example, another page here. I want to start writing something with numbering. I click here, numbering, number 1. For example, I write, for example, blue color. Then enter. As you see, it goes to next color. I write red color. Enter. When I push enter, it automatically goes to the next color. For example, I write yellow color. Enter. I don't want to continue. I can type on backspace. It will go off. You see backspace. Then enter. It is not good. But blue color, when I click on blue, at the end of blue color and push enter, because I want to write light blue, okay? But light blue is not the main color. So I want to make it subtitle. Here, pay attention. I can use, before it, I can go and push tab. When I push tab, it goes under it and subtitle. Then end, enter. Now next subtitle. For example, dark blue. Enter. Okay, you see. Now I don't want to use it. I can use, for example, go back with shift tab. Shift tab. It goes, for example, for the second. I want to add more color. For example, black color. And black color is the main color. Again, enter. But I don't want to use the main color and I want to use, for example, light black. I use tab. When I push tab, it goes forward and I can write light black. Enter dark black. You see? So you can use tab and shift. When I push enter, then I want to go back, I can use shift tab. Shift tab. And if I don't want, because I want to go to red color, if I click on delete, it will comes up red color. When I click delete, it will delete the next line and it will comes up. If I go end, for example, here I can use another one subtitle. For example, using tab, light one, okay, and light one is, for example, itself two section, and then I can click on tab, it will go next. For example, red one and red two, enter, red three, for example, the three, then enter, and when I push shift back, it goes to next section. For example, dark red, dark red, then enter. For example, shift tab goes back, and when I push delete, it comes. So you can make them like this, or even you can use these tools. For example, if I select all of them and then go here, check this one, it will come with parentheses. You see, it will come like this. If I go here and check this one, it will come with dots, as you see, 1 1 1 2. Before proposal writing book, something like this, it is useful. And capital letters A B C D, something like this. Anyone that you want, you can use, or Roman alphabet, and also combination of number and letters. But the first one is the better one, and you can use them. And even you can select and, for example, make them bold and the color. Then use Format Painter. You can practice. Double click here and have them like this, like this. Oh my God! You see, when I used Format Painter, it changed its format. So it was a mistake. So I use undo, and then only this one and this one, because I wanted this one. Then I click on Format Painter. It will be like this. So pay attention. When you are using Format Painter, it changes all the format that you have done. So this was the checklist, and this was bulleted number. Even I can't change this to checklist. I can select all of them, then come here instead of bulleted numbers, click on check this one, for example. You see, it will change to this one, but it is not good. It is better to have as number. It is much better. So we worked on this, and you learned how to use them. And these are the same tab that I use, decreasing and increasing indented. For example, this one, red two, I want to bring them back. I can use a shift tab. When I click on shift tab, they will come back. When I use tab, they will go forward. Instead of shift tab, I can use this one. When I want to decrease, I can click here, it decrease. Again, if I click on decrease, it will go to the main items. Here, when I click, it goes forward. It is the same as tab and goes forward. So here, it is the same. When this light blue, dark blue, if I wanted to make it them main numbers, so I can click here, it goes back. It is the same as shift back. So you can use tab, shift tab, or decrease and increase, both of them. And the next, the last one, as we worked on it, it was clear formatting. It means that I don't want to have the format like this, for example, red, blue, something. I can click here and it will clear the formatting, the same as for other ones. If I click all of them, it will clear all formatting except the text. It will keep the text, and I can use it. Here, for example, I don't want the colors. I can select all of them and clear formatting. You see, it changes the font. I make it undo because the font was 12 and some of them were bold. It brings to the default font. And Calibri, it changes to Arial. When I click here, you see it changes to Arial, font size 11, everything, and removes all the formatting. So this is clear formatting, and you can clear all the formatting. I want to make this one bold. I can select and make it bold, make it a little larger, more larger, because it is the title. Then I can format this, double click on the Format Painter and select this one. It makes the same as this one and this one. Okay, this is Format Painter. I click it. But what about tabs here? We don't have any tabs because I haven't used styles. Instead of making bold something like this, I can click here, make it title. When I click here, I put a title, for example, Google Docs tutorial. When I want to make it title, I can click here. instead of making bold, center, something like this, here it is normal text. When I go here and click on title, it automatically changes to font Arial 26 and something like this. Okay, and this one, I want to make it a heading first. When I go here and click on heading 1, okay, heading 1. This is the same. When I click it, Format Painter, make this one heading 1, and this is heading 1. You see, heading 1. It automatically changes heading 1 to font size 20, Arial, something like this. Okay, then Format Painter. But the second part is heading 2. When I click on this and come here, click on heading 2, you see it changes to automatically. Default size is 16, something like this. Then Format Painter, change this one because it is second subtitle. This one, the next subtitle. Click here. You see. Now, if I click here, you see I will have the documents based on, because I have used the titles. When I click document, it goes here. To see to understand much better this part, I will open the box that I have written here. This is the book that I have written. As you see, this is the table of contents. When I click, it directly goes to table of, because I have used these formats. If I click, for example, on introduction, it directly goes to the introduction on the page. When I make it size small, you see the book is the first title page. For example, the contents, introduction, everything that you see here, all the pictures, all the documents. So it directly goes to the page that I have used formatting. When I go, for example, make it like this again. For example, if I want to go to section 4, when I click here, it directly goes to incentive format. When I click on it, you see it is heading 2. When I click this, it is heading 3 directly. And all the text, for example, here it is heading 3. This one, it is normal text. So when I, for example, click on this, you see this one, it is here, inserting element. And go here and change it to normal text, what will happen? It goes away. It will be a normal text. It is not from the formatting. It is number 3, and I don't have number 4. You see, number 4 is gone. When I make it undo, it will comes back. So when you use a styling, the heading 1, heading 3, the title, anything in the documents like books, it formats the documents and you can easily access from the left anywhere. For example, on the final tips, when I click here, directly I can go. It links all of them. And all the format is similar to each other. So this is the way you can use styles. In this video, it was a lengthy video. We learned all the tools: undo, redo. It is print. If you want print, we will work on it on the next video. If you want to print some documents, if this book is ready, you can click on print. And there are some options. For example, because I don't have a printer, I can save as a PDF. If I have a printer, I can come and click my printer, choose the printer that I have, then I can print it. And I can print all pages, or I can custom. For example, only page, for example, 5 to, for example, 8. Only these pages, 1 copy of it, or 2 copies. I can make it 2 copies and more settings and print it. I'm not going to work on it. It is only the printing option. This is the spelling checker. As you remember, we worked on it. How, if we, for example, in our text, this was here. For example, if I click here, it shows that, okay, degree is here with 1 E. It should be 2 E, and I can accept it or ignore it. I accept it. We worked on it. This is for paint format. This is for zoom. This is different from the font size. And here, 100%, the size that the normal size that we are thinking. So it shrinks the page. It doesn't change the font size. The font size is exactly, it is for zoom. You can use Control plus sign. For minus, Control minus signs. Make it bigger or larger. This work style, title, subtitle that you saw here. For example, when I click here, it goes directly to advanced tabs because I use heading 1 for this one. And this is the font. We can change the font and the font size. We can type it. For example, this is a little, we can, instead of choosing, I can write, for example, 10. And then enter. You can, or make it, for example, I don't see, for example, 13 here. Okay, I can write 13 and enter. So you can type and push enter after selected. You should select it when selected, or you use plus and minus sign. This is for making bold. This is for making italic. If you click it again, it will go away 2 times. Underline, you can make it underline. Clicking again, it will go away. And this is changing text color. if you want to change. And this one changing background. If I change the background for yellow, the text color is red. And this is for hyperlinking, link for our website, Google, anything, or YouTube if you want. We worked on it. This is for commenting. This is for inserting picture. We will work on it in the next video. And this one for aligning the text. If you remember, we made it like this, justify, and or we can make it center or right, left. And these were for the checklist, if you want it, or bulleted list, something that we worked on this checklist bulleted list, and decreasing the space instead of tab. And here we worked on it, bringing them forward or backward. We can use them. For example, this one going forward and backward. And this is for clearing format. For example, this one, I don't want a format like this. I clear format. It goes to the, because it is a title, it goes to the title format, 26 Arial black, because it was the default format for title. And these were for viewing, editing. When we are suggesting, we cannot, we only can give comments, we cannot edit it. And when we are on viewing, we cannot do anything, only view it. And when you want to see it, you can click on this eye icon and editing, and you can access all of it. And this one, pay attention. When you click it, it makes the screen bigger and removes the toolbars. You can work on it. You see, only it has taken the menu here, and you can access the documents much better to work on it. If you want to see the menus, for example, insert home something, click here, and you can access all these tools that are available. In the next video, we will work on the remaining tools that mostly are on file, edit something, and printing, the downloading as Microsoft, changing to PDF, sharing, and other remaining tools. See you in the next video.